In the event that we completely eliminate the lines, the star that hypnotizes me the most, I acknowledge, is the star that could be astonishing in Betelgeuse, or this one. Betelgeuse is our sky. It's a red supergiant star, Scarab Crush. On the remote chance that you put it, it would extend all the way to Jupiter's orbit. It is enormous in every way, flighty and destined to explode. It is not as apparent as possible throughout the universe. These giant events, like the most enormous, absurdly dreaded starbursts, could also shake everything we see. Try not to see its center in any case. Betelgeuse has been interpreted as a warning sign. Red, a massive star that is typically more significant than our Sun. Brian Cox and other experts in space think it could go supernova, causing people to be concerned about the next step. The James Webb Space Telescope is taking beautiful pictures of the star, raising the question of when Betelgeuse will become a supernova and how titanic an impact it will have on Earth. Let's figure out the star that shines in Orion's grand body so brightly that even people from afar have recently noticed how wonderful it is. The star Betelgeuse is located on the shoulder of the constellation to the east. It's the second largest star in Orion. Its name comes from this element, the beast's shoulder. It is possibly one of the most brilliant stars in the night sky. In addition to being amazingly brilliant, the star also has an odd shade of red, which, as we will see, suggests trouble. We've had some tremendous, incredibly positive experiences with Betelgeuse for a long time. A Greek examiner named Tmy also studied it at that point. The most important thing that people understood about stars was their variety, and Tmy declared that it was a minimal alarm. The creature has the color of juice orange. Researchers have been focusing on the star more recently and now have an excellent concept of what makes it so curiously bright. One of these features is that the star changes in brilliance a lot. With an evident 0.6 Ju, Betelgeuse size is variable, meaning its brightness changes over time. Recently, specialists uncovered new information regarding the star. In 2019, investigators first noticed that Betelgeuse was acting peculiarly. Despite Betelgeuse's popularity, it didn't thoroughly stop sparkling. It was no longer the same as before. It was substantially less bright, shining at a degree of around 1.6. Experts rapidly began to investigate the reason why they were observing the 10th brightest star in such a wacky manner. Investigators needed to offer an amazing justification based on their research, which revealed bizarre signs from the star. According to their discoveries, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any moment. Eminent researcher Brian Cox shared this incredibly risky explanation. As a prominent professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester School of Cosmology and Physics, you shouldn't consider his viewpoint as a joke. He also has a popular science show, writes science books, and is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement. Brian Cox claims that Betelgeuse seems to be a ticking delayed bomb since it might go off without anyone knowing. To make the situation worse, the James Webb Space Telescope has shown an epic amount of evidence to support this explanation. What makes Betelgeuse so unpredictable? The unconventional signs from Betelgeuse have caused so much trouble in space science. Using the latest information, researchers have named the star a supernova candidate. However, they are unsure when it will occur. The harrowing Betelgeuse explosion could be catastrophic. It has nearly twice the mass of the Sun, which is one possibility for classifying it as a supernova candidate. A star must be numerous times the Sun's mass to be known as a supernova. Examiners have made use of various tools to investigate Betelgeuse. For instance, the James Webb Space Telescope and the Gravitational Wave Laser Interferometer Observatory have been used to observe what's happening in the universe around Betelgeuse. What they discovered remains a mystery. The mysterious behavior of Betelgeuse. On August 31st, a long time ago, Betelgeuse undoubtedly provided odd hints about its future. Did they discover that they could get curious light waves coming from the star? Betelgeuse has shown incredibly curious signals, but that wasn't the only thing experts observed. This takes us back to the possibility that Betelgeuse is a star whose brightness changes over time. According to some, the terrifying Betelgeuse darkens at regular intervals and has dark spots similar to our Sun. However, today the circumstances are different. It changes from being bright to dim twice as fast as it used to. This is another surprising sign that Betelgeuse is back. Researchers located a dimming cycle that hit a band of splendor. This was recorded at plus 1.61 in February 2021, not long after the enormous darkening event. The Great Dimming. Review how the star appeared to dim in a strange way in 2019. This event is typically known as the Great Dimming. We could see that the Great Dimming was the beginning of Betelgeuse's abnormal behavior. This caused many people to be concerned that Betelgeuse was going to explode. The range of dimming was 1.2 between 2019 and 2020, reaching its lowest recorded level. Experts were sure that Betelgeuse would go supernova in the next 100,000 years because of the outstanding dimming. Something significant is happening in the universe, making this startling. However, researchers rapidly adjusted their viewpoints when they saw what occurred next. Betelgeuse regained its brightness after the unimaginable darkening. It transformed into something significantly more striking. Current observations. Andrea Dupree, an astrophysicist at the Smithsonian Institution of Harvard Astrophysics, says that the star is now 150% brighter than usual. As a result, it is the seventh brightest star in the heavens. When researchers saw this, they were terrified. A red glow in the region to the south of the sky continues to become more intriguing today. Because of this, various factors contributed to the great dimming. First, it is essential to keep in mind that not all stars have the red color Betelgeuse does. The red glow of Betelgeuse denotes a red supergiant star, which is the last stage of a star's life. In contrast, the red color is caused by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, which is much cooler than the Sun's outer layer, 5,500 Kelvin. Since Betelgeuse is cooler than our Sun, it emits less heat per square meter of surface despite covering a larger area. Brian Cox asks, does the great dimming mean Betelgeuse will actually explode? The future of Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is already serving as evidence that it is nearing the end of its star-making career. A dying star will also frequently dim over time, something researchers have picked up on. However, Betelgeuse's new astonishing behavior has made specialists much more focused. Numerous telescopes are currently monitoring its extraordinary darkening. Still, things get even more intriguing because specialists lack a profound comprehension of Betelgeuse. Researchers are now using cutting-edge devices to watch the captivating events occurring around the star. The James Webb Space Telescope has been instrumental in providing researchers with useful information regarding Betelgeuse. The ongoing mystery of Betelgeuse. Scientists remain on high alert, closely observing the star's behavior. They continue to debate whether Betelgeuse will explode in our lifetime or if we are witnessing just another phase in its complex life cycle. One of the major factors that makes Betelgeuse such a fascinating object of study is its variability. Stars like this experience cycles of expansion and contraction, leading to changes in brightness. However, the great dimming of 2019 to 2020 was so extreme that it raised serious questions about whether the star was entering its final stages. If Betelgeuse were to go supernova, it would be the closest observed supernova in centuries. The last significant one was Kepler's supernova in 1604, which was visible to the naked eye. If Betelgeuse explodes, it will outshine the full moon for weeks and be visible even during the daytime. What would happen if Betelgeuse went supernova? A supernova explosion of Betelgeuse would release an enormous amount of energy, but would it affect Earth? Fortunately, at a distance of about 642 light-years, the explosion would be too far away to cause any direct harm. However, it would provide scientists with an unprecedented opportunity to study the life cycle of massive stars in real time. Here's what we might expect. 1. A sudden brightening. The star would rapidly increase in brightness, likely becoming the brightest object in the night sky besides the moon. 2. A visible supernova remnant. Over the course of months or years, a glowing cloud of gas and debris would expand outward, forming a nebula. 3. No immediate danger to Earth. The explosion would produce gamma rays, but they wouldn't be strong enough to impact Earth's atmosphere significantly. Some researchers believe that Betelgeuse has already exploded, and the light just hasn't reached us yet. Since Betelgeuse is 642 light-years away, if it went supernova today, we wouldn't see it until the year 2667. The role of the James Webb Space Telescope. Thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, astronomers are now able to monitor Betelgeuse in greater detail than ever before. The telescope's ability to detect infrared light allows it to peer through dust clouds and observe the star's inner workings. Recent JWST data has shown massive convective bubbles forming on Betelgeuse's surface, indicating turbulent activity. Irregular shock waves suggesting that internal processes are changing rapidly. Increased dust production, which could explain the dimming events. Could Betelgeuse still surprise us? Although scientists are fairly certain Betelgeuse will explode within the next 100,000 years, predicting the exact moment is nearly impossible. The star continues to defy expectations, becoming brighter than ever after the great dimming. There's still a chance that Betelgeuse could remain stable for thousands of years before finally reaching its explosive fate. However, if it does go supernova soon, it will be one of the most extraordinary celestial events witnessed by humankind. For now, researchers will keep watching, waiting, and gathering more data. When the moment finally arrives, Betelgeuse will leave behind a spectacular cosmic legacy, a breathtaking supernova that will reshape our view of the universe. Conceivably one of the most enticing stars, and possibly the most amazing, Betelgeuse frequents our skies. Known as Betelgeuse, this red monster star appears whenever the sun sets, depending on its location. This includes areas as far as Jupiter's orbit. An enormous, unstable star, Betelgeuse, is located at the edge of a force that the universe does not fully comprehend. Bizarre cosmic events, like supernovae, have the potential to completely alter our perspective. Supernovae most definitely take place, but whether Betelgeuse is about to explode remains uncertain. Researchers are still attempting to determine the precise timeline of its demise. As more data is gathered by advanced space telescopes, such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists remain cautious about predicting an imminent explosion. Despite Betelgeuse's unusual behavior, such as mysterious brightening and dimming cycles, it is unclear when the star will reach the end of its existence. Some believe it could continue burning for thousands of years before exploding, while others suggest it may happen much sooner, possibly within the next few years or even months. The novel data gathered by these powerful telescopes, combined with the star's erratic behavior, has heightened scientists' anticipation. They are carefully monitoring Betelgeuse with every available instrument, searching for even the smallest changes that might indicate a supernova is on the horizon. When Betelgeuse does finally explode, it will send shockwaves through the universe, releasing an immense amount of energy. The explosion will briefly outshine the entire galaxy and will be visible from Earth, shining as brightly as the full moon. While this event will be a spectacular cosmic display, Earth will not be directly threatened, as Betelgeuse is over 600 light-years away. However, the supernova will provide scientists with a valuable opportunity to study the final stages of a massive star's life and the phenomena associated with such a violent event. The impending demise of Betelgeuse is not just a matter of scientific curiosity, it is a reminder of the vastness and unpredictability of the universe. Stars like Betelgeuse play a crucial role in the galactic life cycle, introducing new elements necessary for the formation of planets, stars, and possibly even life itself. The death of such a star is not an end but rather a transformation, as it releases heavy elements that will eventually seed new stellar systems. In the meantime, scientists continue to observe Betelgeuse, piecing together the puzzle of its future with every new discovery. The mystery deepens as our knowledge of the universe grows. Perhaps in the coming years, we will witness one of the most extraordinary events in the cosmos, Betelgeuse's transformation from a massive red supergiant into a breathtaking supernova. Until then, the night sky remains a canvas of wonder, with Betelgeuse shining prominently, a reminder of the transient nature of life in the universe. Astronomers are particularly focused on Betelgeuse because it is nearing the end of its lifespan, and its unpredictable behavior suggests that something extraordinary is unfolding. However, it's important to remember that supernovae are not the final stage for all stars. Our Sun, for example, and other smaller stars will end their lives in a much quieter manner, shedding their outer layers and leaving behind a white dwarf. Betelgeuse, on the other hand, is a massive red supergiant, meaning it will go out with a spectacular bang rather than fading away gradually. The sheer size of Betelgeuse makes it a fascinating subject of study. With a radius roughly 1,000 times larger than the Sun, if Betelgeuse were positioned at the center of our solar system, it would extend beyond the orbit of Mars. This illustrates just how immense it is compared to our already enormous Sun. Betelgeuse's massive size indicates that it has burned through a vast amount of fuel over its lifetime, and its core is now nearing exhaustion. As the core collapses under its own gravity, it will ultimately trigger a violent explosion, a supernova. The process leading to Betelgeuse's explosion is complex. As it nears supernova status, its core contracts and heats up while its outer layers cool and expand, creating an unstable environment with sporadic changes in brightness. These brightness fluctuations, such as the notable dimming event observed in 2019, serve as potential clues that the star is undergoing rapid changes. Some scientists speculate that this dimming could be linked to material ejection from Betelgeuse's surface, temporarily obscuring its light. Despite these fluctuations, Betelgeuse continues to shine, albeit unpredictably, making it an intriguing object of study. The possibility of Betelgeuse becoming one of the closest observed supernovae has captivated space agencies and researchers worldwide. Cutting-edge tools like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope are collecting an unprecedented amount of data on the star. These telescopes allow scientists to observe Betelgeuse in wavelengths previously inaccessible, such as infrared and ultraviolet, providing new insights into its internal processes. Additionally, scientists use sophisticated models to simulate the behavior of massive stars like Betelgeuse. These models help predict its future activity and estimate the timeline for its eventual explosion. While the precise timing of Betelgeuse's supernova remains uncertain, current data suggests it could happen relatively soon. Some forecasts predict an explosion within the coming decades, while others propose it may take several thousand years. Regardless of when it happens, there is no doubt that Betelgeuse's impending supernova will be a turning point in the study of stellar evolution. Even though its explosion will not pose a direct threat to Earth, it will provide scientists with a rare and invaluable opportunity to observe the final moments of a massive star's life. By studying this event, astronomers will gain a deeper understanding of how supernovae contribute to the formation of new elements, which, in turn, are essential for the creation of planets and even life itself. The death of stars is intricately linked to the birth of new cosmic structures. As we continue to monitor Betelgeuse's fate, we may soon witness one of the most extraordinary events in the universe, a massive star's spectacular transformation into a brilliant supernova. The scientific significance of Betelgeuse's supernova. If Betelgeuse does explode within our lifetime, it will mark one of the most significant astronomical events in modern history. Supernovae are among the most powerful forces in the universe, responsible for dispersing heavy elements like carbon, oxygen, and iron, essential building blocks for planets, moons, and even life itself. The explosion of Betelgeuse would allow scientists to observe this process in real time, providing unprecedented insights into stellar evolution and the mechanics of these massive cosmic detonations. Betelgeuse belongs to the class of Type II supernovae, which occur when a massive star exhausts its nuclear fuel. Without sufficient outward pressure to counteract gravity, the core collapses in a fraction of a second, triggering an immense explosion. The released energy propels outer layers into space, creating a rapidly expanding shockwave of hot gas and dust. This material will eventually cool and contribute to the formation of new stars and planetary systems, continuing the cosmic cycle of creation and destruction. Observing the supernova from Earth. If Betelgeuse were to explode, it would be an extraordinary sight in the night sky. For weeks, possibly even months, it would shine as brightly as the full moon, visible to the naked eye even in urban areas. Unlike most supernovae, which occur in distant galaxies, Betelgeuse is in our own Milky Way, making it an incredibly rare observational opportunity. Scientists would immediately turn the most advanced telescopes toward the explosion, gathering data across the electromagnetic spectrum, from radio waves to X-rays. Instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope, the Hubble Space Telescope, and Earth-based observatories such as the Very Large Telescope, VLT, in Chile and the Keck Observatory in Hawaii would capture every stage of the event. Neutrino detectors, such as Japan's Superkamiokande and the US's IceCube Neutrino Observatory, would play a crucial role in studying the core collapse. When a star like Betelgeuse undergoes a supernova, it releases an enormous burst of neutrinos, nearly massless subatomic particles that escape before the explosion itself becomes visible. Detecting this burst would give astronomers a rare early warning signal, allowing them to prepare their instruments to capture the supernova in its earliest moments. The fate of Betelgeuse after the explosion. Once the explosion subsides, what remains of Betelgeuse will depend on the mass of its core at the time of collapse. If the remnant is between 1.4 and 3 times the mass of the Sun, it will form a neutron star, a city-sized, ultra-dense object where a teaspoon of material would weigh billions of tons. If the remnant exceeds 3 solar masses, it may instead collapse into a black hole, an infinitely dense singularity from which not even light can escape. Regardless of the outcome, the remnants of Betelgeuse's explosion will drift through space, eventually merging with interstellar clouds and contributing to the birth of new stars. This transformation underscores one of the fundamental principles of astrophysics, that stellar death is not an end but rather the beginning of new cosmic structures. What Betelgeuse teaches us about the universe. Even if Betelgeuse does not explode for centuries, studying it provides invaluable lessons about the life cycles of stars. It serves as a real-world laboratory for testing models of stellar physics, supernova mechanisms, and cosmic element formation. Additionally, understanding Betelgeuse helps astronomers refine predictions about other massive stars nearing the end of their lives, some of which may also be on the verge of supernova. Moreover, by observing Betelgeuse's behavior, scientists can improve their ability to predict the fates of stars in other galaxies. Many distant supernovae help measure cosmic distances and reveal information about the expansion of the universe, playing a key role in understanding dark energy. Betelgeuse could serve as a benchmark for improving these calculations, making its study relevant far beyond our own galaxy. The future of Betelgeuse observations. For now, astronomers will continue monitoring Betelgeuse with every available tool, searching for new signs that the star is nearing its inevitable end. Ongoing missions, such as NASA's upcoming Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope, may further enhance our understanding of stellar evolution by capturing even more detailed observations of variable stars like Betelgeuse. Until that fateful moment arrives, Betelgeuse remains one of the most captivating objects in the night sky. Whether its explosion happens tomorrow, in a decade, or 1,000 years from now, one thing is certain: it will be a spectacle unlike anything humanity has ever witnessed. So, as you gaze up at Orion's shoulder on a clear night, keep an eye on Betelgeuse. One day, perhaps in our lifetime, it may vanish in a brilliant burst of cosmic fire, illuminating the sky and reshaping our understanding of the universe.